Hello, little snail. I know I don't love that it is in my garden. I just found it in there. But the cool part is that my garden is maturing enough that little creatures like to come visit it. So even though this isn't like the most positive thing that he's here, it actually kind of makes me happy just because they want to be here. Okay, we are on day 2 of moving. I didn't have a lot of time the other day, and then I also was being indecisive of where I want to put that Coreopteris. I still haven't fully decided. I'm really trying to decide how much I really love it. I might just put it kind of in my back area that's undeveloped if I can't decide, but I did also find some other things that I really want to get moved and also split. So let me show you those. Hopefully the background noise isn't too bad because they decided to do some work across the street from me. But this right here is one of my mums. I've showed a video of it before. It has purple edges and like a creamy white center. I planted this here when it was small just to give this boxwood some time to mature. But the mum has definitely matured way faster. So I've decided to move this, and I'm going to split this probably in at least half, maybe thirds. I'm going to move it to fill some space over there in this long border. And I totally got distracted by all these potato bugs right here. They're all just like sleeping on the wall right there. That's so funny. So I'll divide this, but the spot that I'm moving it to is right over here where I have a lot of empty spaces. And before I can put the mum here, I've already put one here that I split from another plant. So I want to add a couple more, one here and one over here, and maybe a couple more. But first I want to move some of this salvia around. There's actually like 3 plants right here. One here, one over there, then a big one there. So I want to actually put some of these babies, there's also one right here, move these babies over to fill in some of these spots and make it so it's like a big area of this salvia. It's like a rose variety, which is really pretty. Fill in some of these spots and then make it so that the mums kind of fill in back here. So I'm going to get the salvia moved first, and then I will work on splitting the mums. Okay, and first I want to acknowledge that yes, I'm doing exactly what I didn't want to do with the late summer flowering perennials, which is digging them up right when they're flowering. But I need to get these moved so that I can put other plants there. So they're also little, so they're not getting a ton of blooms on them anyways. But maybe if I don't disturb the roots enough, they'll transfer over no problem and still bloom. Here's the first one, pretty good size. Okay, I am going to put some fertilizer in these ones and mix some compost in with it. Just to help it out. Okay, there's one. There are about 3 babies in this section. I do want one of them over here because I think it's really pretty that it's climbing through the cracks of the wall. But they are going to get at least a foot wide. So that will get way too cramped. So I'm going to use it somewhere else. Okay, some of these, because they were in the rock wall, I wasn't able to get a ton of roots. So I am going to cut off their blooms so they can really just focus on their roots for a little bit. So now we have this one here. This one's the one growing in the rock wall. Then this new one I put here, here, big one here, another one there, there, and there. So it's kind of this little river of a handful of salvias. Okay, so now on to the mums. Okay, so this is a pretty good sized clump, and I'm wanting at least 3 spots. So I should be able to get 3 really good sized sections out of this. And I just cut it in half. Make sure there's some root sections in every part that I cut. Okay, so here's one. There's 2. I actually get 4. Don't know what I'm going to do with the 4th one, but we'll figure it out. Okay. 3 and 4. mums are done, salvia's done. I'm gonna do one more baby plant move, which is a type of veronica. Originally I was gonna move the whole plant, but there's so many babies that I'm like, we're just gonna create another drift. I'm still trying to decide if the veronica is purple and that salvia I just planted is like a pinkish purple, I would say. And so I kind of wonder if it's too many purples in one spot, but that seems to be a color that I'm drawn to, and it is different. So I'm gonna try it just in a bigger mass to see if I really like it. They also, salvia does their big bloom earlier than veronica. Veronica will bloom a lot later, a good amount later. So, but then the salvia will keep doing like more flushes. So I think that each of them will be able to have their spotlight as well. Okay, so I have all these baby veronicas right here and over here. They definitely like to seed themselves around. And the mother plants, I only have 2 of them. That's why I'm like, I think it would be fun to have more. So I'm going to put one in this empty spot right here. And then I think I'm going to fill in on the opposite side of this iris. Since the iris only blooms in the spring, I thought it'd be fun to have flowers around it that bloom a lot later. Okay. All right, so my phone ran out of storage, and while I was trying to upload videos, I ended up doing a lot more. So let me show you the mess I made, but I am so excited for how it's going to look once it really starts developing. So I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell, excuse my mess over here, how much fuller it's looking because of everything that I split and moved. So I didn't show this on camera, but see these right here? I just took one of the Millennium alliums that I had along my side that isn't really designed yet, and I split it. I ended up getting about 8 plants, and I copied what I have over here on this opposite side because I really like it. I like having this like grassy type of texture between the catmint, and I also like that because this is the entrance to my front door, that it's a little bit more formal looking and then is more cottagey back behind. So I'm really thrilled at how this looks, even though they are really small, and they actually get smaller as you go this way. Some of them only ended up with 1 piece because they were ones that had roots that I just broke off, but these are related to onions. They're in the onion family. And so I'm really hoping that they will have no problem. There's actually one on the very end that doesn't have any roots, but I just wanted to see what would happen because you can grow onions super, super easy. It probably won't do anything, but I had it, so I figured it was worth a try. So those are Millennium alliums, and they get those really pretty purple circle blooms on them. I actually have a bulb allium right here that's just starting to open. So the Millennium is just, you can see some of their buds starting to come on. It's like a smaller round purple ball than that. And that one, I believe, is a gladiator it's one of the gladiators that we planted. So that's fun that that's opening. Okay, and then also off camera, I have Gara that I grew from seed last year that I just had in my raised bed gardens until I decided where to put it. And I had 1 and I split it into 2 pieces right here. So 1 and 2, and it's just mixed in with my phlox and then some little snapdragons that have decided to self-seed right there. But I had one that I planted last year right here, and so there's 3 right around the rose, and I thought the whimsical flowers that kind of float around would look really pretty in front of the rose. So then there's the mums that I planted here, and I actually had some tiny pieces that had roots on them. So I tried to plant one right next to this tulip. Tulips aren't always, well, rarely reliable coming back every year here. It really depends on the variety. And so I put one right there, so hopefully it would like develop, take over this spot, and then if these tulips decide to grow through it, awesome. And then I had another piece right here that it just was empty, so I put it there. I might have to eventually split these again because they do get pretty big, but it'll fill it in for now. Then there's the salvia that I showed you already that goes through all right there. I moved the veronica. I actually had a lot more pieces than I thought. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the other side of the iris, I put one over here, and then there's the mother plants right there. So that'll be really fun. Again, it's a big sea of purple because I have purple liatris, purple veronica, catmint's purple. These mums are the creamy white with the purple edges, but they're all different types of purple. But then the rose is like a corally color, so that will be like a complementary color with it, which I think will be really, really neat. And then eventually, I mean, this boxwood is going to take time, but it's going to get bigger, so I'm going to have to pull some of these out. But I need to fill some space in the meantime. The other day, I also transplanted some Shasta daisies that I had in my raised bed garden, again, that I started from seed. And I planted them before the freeze, and they look so sad. Shasta daisies are a little bit of a drama queen when they're thirsty. They will tell you, and they are telling me that they aren't happy. So I'm just going to keep them watered in really, really well and hope that they jump back. I mean, there's parts that totally look fine, and I'm not too worried about it, but we'll see. So there's one here just totally on its own, but then I have one back there to break up kind of the yarrow, one over here, they look so sad, and one right here. So just kind of like scattering through the back. I also thought I would point out, this is a red variety of sedum. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I had just 2 plants. There's the mother plant right there, and there's the other one back there. And all of these little ones, excuse the weeds right here, there's one right there and one over there. Those are all just pieces I broke off last year and put in the ground. And yes, they are teeny tiny, but they came back and they totally rooted. So hopefully next year we'll have plants about that size. But those are all plants for free. And like I mentioned before, sedum is so easy to propagate. Give it a try because it really is so simple. The pollinators are out. I'm loving this beautiful salvia. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're able to get out in your garden and enjoy the beautiful weather. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.